Welcome to yet another episode of Nerds with Badges. Today is June 10th, 2025. It is Tuesday, and I keep thinking that it's Monday because I guess basically I had a 4 day weekend. I had a cold, and I think I'm pretty much back to normal. There was a 2 day event this weekend. I was able to go to one. I went Saturday's IGN Live, so it's kind of like I guess it's you think of it as a mini E3. Um, so I don't know why they stopped doing E3. I mean, it really sucks, but I guess people just got tired of paying for rental space and putting all these booths and then flying all these people back and forth to from all over the world to the event. And when the big C happened, a lot of companies just decided, I guess they realized it was just cheaper to do things, from home, to have the employees work from home or just do a lot of stuff online. So that just kind of became the new thing, and the movie industry just kind of recovered from that. People going. I think it's been a year really. People have been going more to the movies. A lot of people just have entertainment systems and they don't really. I mean, I think my TV is about 50, maybe 50 inches. I don't even know. But I finally caved in and bought a big screen TV to take advantage of the 4K and the video games now. Everything is, all the graphics look really good. So for the longest, I've been playing my PlayStation 5. I actually had it on like a little, I think it was like a 17-inch screen, a monitor that I bought just for 4K. But anyway, so I went to IGN Live, and I only went for one day. I wish I'd go on Sunday because that's when Microsoft showed their new system, and it would have been nice to I don't know if they had any there. I got my swag. I got this comic book, Blade Runner. I got some brownies. It's like they were, when you sometimes when you go to events, they will give you bags and T-shirts and stuff. I ended up getting like 2 T-shirts because they had like a bunch of shirts that they were giving away. I got some 5-hour energy drinks, which are always good, especially when you, like me, work nights. My shift starts at 10 o'clock, so I've got. Usually I take off at about 8:30 ish. I try to get there at least an hour early so I can just chill and relax, have me a cup of coffee before I start my shift. But I need to delete some stuff off of my flash drives that I have to make space for my video game footage. I've been playing a lot of like Stellar Blade, and I finally got past the level that I was stuck on for like the longest. I thought I was gonna actually have to give up on that game. So I usually do my video game gameplay videos on our recorders that I have. I have these like little boxes that will record the gameplay footage. PlayStation, I don't have to do that because PlayStation has a built-in recorder. Xbox, just Microsoft seems like they just given up on their DVR that they have in the Xbox because it is only able to record like 3 minutes of footage, which really just goes by really fast. I mean, that's like a match in Street Fighter. And the Switch, even the new Switch, only gives you 30 seconds of gameplay footage. So if you want to get like longer gameplay footage on the Xbox or the Nintendo systems, you have to hook up something else to it. And sometimes the Nintendo is a little weird. I think it's because they have stuff in it to keep people from recording like YouTube and other stuff. So sometimes it is wonky with your recorders. I just encountered some really weird issues with Nintendo. Not with the Xbox. Only thing with the Xbox is that I've had. Well, really, it's not. Doesn't have anything to do with the recording equipment. Certain videos on Xbox, when you record for some reason, I don't know if it's because of the technology that they use in the videos, but like if I record Castlevania, which one is it? Castlevania, Lords of Shadow. Um, I have to be careful because sometimes I record really, really kick-ass videos and I go back and watch it later. There's no audio. I'm trying to think of some other weird stuff. There are some videos that I have recorded on my PC because PC is just the easiest because you just use the Xbox game bar and then you just hit record. Some videos are weird, like when I was recording the gameplay for Lego Ninja. It's a Lego Ninja game. What is it? It's a cartoon too. Oh my god! But for some reason the audio, like I couldn't hear anybody talking, but everything else is recording. But when the characters talk, the dialogue just doesn't come through. And there's some videos on PlayStation that you can't record. Like for example, when I play Godzilla, the Godzilla game, it won't let me record like the intro for some reason. And then when I'm playing like when I get to like a level that actually is using like the official Godzilla music, the audio just goes. There's no it just says record the music, and PlayStation won't let you record a certain demos. I've noticed they don't do that. They don't really do that anymore. But I've had some older demos I would try to record gameplay footage. So I don't know this. But anyway, LA. There's a lot of LA is right now is weird with all the protesting going on downtown. I have heard that the people that are causing a lot of problems may not even really be people that are really affiliated with the actual protesters. Just maybe people that want to stir up shit. And damn it, my mom's still trying to wake up. I know that there was some fighting and stuff going on, cars being set on fire and stuff. I personally didn't witness anything because I was downtown. I was like on the other side of downtown, so I didn't see anything. I think everything really kind of started last week, but it's it's pretty crazy. I've been seeing all these videos online of people that may have voted for who that are actually kind of like regretting their decision. I have a lot of friends, well, I guess acquaintances. I don't want to use a friend loosely. A lot of people do, but I know, because I live here in California and I lived in New York for a while, and I've always had friends of like different backgrounds and cultures. Although I have observed that a lot of the times, like you can ask a lot of people, like, when was the last time you sat down and had dinner or lunch with somebody that was of another race or culture, and they will just have to think back probably years and years and years. Now, the Black and Hispanic community here in California, just from like my observation, the Hispanic usually people over here and the Black people are usually over here. We do mingle, but I don't think it's to the degree that it should be. It's kind of weird sometimes. I was never raised taught to to hate people because of whatever different cultures, or you speak a different language. I was never taught those things, and I'm glad. But I think that there's a weird kind of relationship with the Black and Hispanic community. I look at it almost like the Hispanic community is like the younger brother, and the Black people, are like the like the older brother, because a lot of the stuff that we've done, I mean, we've gone through all the civil rights, and a lot of the things that the Black community's done is just stuff that other cultures just kind of look at and just kind of copy. I mean, I'm just being real. But at the same time, there's a mutual respect, and especially growing up in New York, everybody just kind of mixes together. But it's different here in Los Angeles. The cultures, they mix together at work and stuff, but really you don't really see. I just don't. It's not like in New York where people actually like really spend time together and hang out. I think it could be because of tradition. And so the Black and Hispanic community here in Los Angeles, from my observation, we exist together, but at the same time, there's a divide. And I don't know if that is maybe because it could be because people are taught these things, or they just don't. People like what's familiar. I hang out with whoever I hang out with, whoever I'm cool with. I don't care. But a lot of people maybe even say that, but really, they don't hang out with nobody else of no other race or culture except their own. And sometimes you may get pressure from your peers if you do that, and maybe that's why a lot of people just don't do it. I do think that our communities have so much in common. We should be working together more, but it just doesn't happen as much as it should. And I think that's a lot. That has a lot to do with why you don't really see African Americans getting too involved in this stuff. I mean, it affects us because we have friends in the Hispanic community, people that may be being affected. And it's just so crazy now that we're even some businesses and companies have to learn about how to deal with these situations, with potentially encountering situations where people are trying to find someone or try to so what do you say, how do you react in situations like that if someone comes and tries to get you to turn over somebody that might be here illegally, and you don't really know. And there's a lot of people that live here in LA that don't even speak English. It's very they speak very little English, and sometimes it's frustrating. I mean, my opinion about the whole immigration thing, it might be more controversial, but I just feel like let the people that are already here, just let them stay here. Stop other people from coming in, because you're going to spend all this money tearing families apart, all this craziness, people that have been living here for years and contributing to society, and just rounding people up and just sending them back to somewhere that they probably never even lived in, trying to leave a bad situation to come here. Just stop the people from coming here. I mean, it's over. There are too many people on this planet. That's just my opinion. And people just keep making babies, and I just think it's just crazy. And younger people having kids. I mean, those are whole topics for other conversations, I guess. But I don't think that it's the right way to just going around. It's almost like I feel like we're going back in time to stuff that used to happen. Talking about almost like Hitler type stuff. Going after people. People are hiding and scared, and this is the United States, and this is bizarre. It just feels like some strange science fiction movie or something. But you don't. The people that are already here, you just let them stay, man. You don't just kick people, especially people that are contributing to societies and people that have families and stuff. It's the wrong way. It's almost like an X-Men comic book where they're going after the mutants and trying to put them in concentration camps and stuff. So I mean, being a black man, black gay man, I definitely understand what it's like to be a segmented part of society, hated, distrusted. I walk in a place sometimes and I get stares, I get looks. You look suspicious. You dress a certain way. It's just the color of your skin. People see you coming and they already got and people just have these things that they learn. You don't just treat somebody different. I can understand disliking somebody because of something that they did to you, but just because of the person's skin color, or they speak another language, or social economic status, or whatever, all these things are this is nonsense. And I go on social media, man, and I just see how people treat, even in society, how we treat people because of how they look, bodies that they have, cars that they drive, how much money they make. I think we spend so much time dividing ourselves when we should be working together. But that's just my opinion, living here in Los Angeles in 2025 and just seeing all this shit happening. And I'm like, man, I mean, when the whole George Floyd thing happened and there were a lot of people downtown protesting. Now, I gotta admit, when that happened, I saw a lot of people from different cultures. I saw more people getting involved in this. But what's going on right now, I have seen some videos on YouTube, but I haven't really seen a lot of like people of other races getting involved with this. I see a lot of mostly the Hispanic community, but people don't want to get arrested. So this is interesting, but I think maybe the whole George Floyd thing was a big. It was something that was just boiling. It was boiling to the surface. With sometimes I think the police sometimes they go too far. But the whole defund the police was just a dumb thing, and then Black Lives was just kind of like taken and perverted, by people who had their own agendas, and now it's almost like Black Lives Matter has become almost really like a joke. You don't even see companies really associating with that, and it's just really weird. People going downtown and like protesting, and then you have the people that are just going downtown and just looting. So you get the bad people, all the good people that are really doing something that have a good, they have good intentions, but they're being lumped in with, the people that are just, you know. So yeah, it's all crazy. It feels like some kind of dream. It really does. It feels like some kind of surreal dream. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but this may not die down quickly. This may be something that could just grow as more and more people get involved. I do think that starting to see more people, I'm starting to see more black people talk about this. I've seen some videos on YouTube, and even like celebrities are talking about it. But I mean, it affects you because we, especially if you live here in Los Angeles and you have friends, from the Hispanic community, whether they're from El Salvador or Mexico, people, we work together. We may not always hang out together, but we are affected. I mean, I have people that I consider my friends in the Hispanic community, and I hear, people talk about some of the stuff that's going on and how some of them are being affected. I think it's sad. I think it's crazy. But this is another one of those situations where I think it will make a difference. But I do think that as a society, more people need to get involved. I think if it's just the Hispanic people out there fighting for this thing, and it's not everybody else, it may make a ripple. I mean, there's definitely power in the Hispanic community. But when black people, when we were dealing with stuff, sometimes out there fighting and protesting and turning cars over is not the best way. Sometimes it's like, if you don't have the numbers, but it helps when you do have the numbers. But I think sometimes you have to speak with your wallets, and that's what that was one of the things that we did was just withholding. And like I said, there's a lot of power in the Hispanic community. I don't know, maybe people are just not really thinking about this shit, but like if everybody that was Hispanic, if they said, well, we're not gonna do business until such and such happens. But it's the same thing. Like sometimes when I think of the stuff that happens in the black community, like if everybody that was black, so we tied all the community issues, people getting shot, and the drugs and all this stuff. We just, I don't know, we just banded together, and maybe, and it probably would never happen. But if people could come together and say, well, we're not going to do business over here, we're going to do business. If it's enough people come together and like say stuff like that and actually mobilize, then great things could happen. But a lot of people just don't, for whatever reason, don't want to get involved. But I tell you, if everyone that was Mexican here in California, in Los Angeles, said we're not going to do business anymore, we just not going to take the buses, and we just gonna not do our jobs, what would happen? It would probably never happen. We don't really have community leaders now like we did in the old days. You know, the Harvey Milks, you know, the Cesar Chavez is, you know, the Martin Luther Kings. We don't really have people like that. We have people in the communities that are doing things, but we don't have these like diehard people that would get people together and rile them up. And until we have people like that, it's just a bunch of noise. You know, um, prove me different. You know, prove me wrong. So anyway, I gotta get ready to go to work in a few minutes. I was gonna try to see if I can delete some stuff off of my flash drives and make space to record some stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna really have time. I tell you, time flies by, and it really feels like there's never enough time. When I had days off of work, a few extra days off of work, I was able to get more accomplished because it's not just the typical you get up, you eat, you run some errands, try to do some things that you enjoy, but then you're right back at work again. So I got to figure out. I guess I need to like really start planning a way to just change the situation. I was on the telephone with a friend of mine yesterday, actually someone who's worked with me on some projects, and he has a studio downtown, and we were talking about how much it is to pay for the rent. It's expensive, excuse me, but I could definitely use some office space. And you know, it's always good. Yeah, they say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a business. I mean, it really does. If you have people behind you, partner with someone, you could do something great. But it's just really expensive. The but man, I just was thinking if we had like one other person or maybe even a few other people that could actually come together and just like really fix that place up and just like rent it out or just do productions down there would really help, because he's thinking about getting rid of it, and I just think that really would be sad if he did that. It's a nice space. I filmed down there a few times, but the rent here in LA is expensive, and I wonder if the reason why I don't really see as many film productions as I used to is because people are just going to other places to make their productions, moving their productions because of lack of incentives and just because it's just so damn expensive filming here and getting permits and all this stuff. So I don't know, but it used to be pretty common to just walk outside and you see people filming, and now I don't really see that anymore because people have studios too. But it makes me wonder though. I don't know. If you have a studio and you can get the business, then you can do okay. But I don't know. But he says he's taking himself off of social media, and I was like, man, you got to be on social media because you got to promote. You know, the tree doesn't make a sound in the forest if there's nobody around to hear it. You got to promote, and social media is important unless you have enough money and resources where you can hire people to do your marketing and promoting for you. I'm working on my website. I am about $500 away from finishing my website, and I've been putting it off because it's frustrating because I feel like the work that I'm paying these people to do I could have done myself and saved a lot of money, but I'm $500 away from finishing, and I already put a lot of money into it. So I feel like that's what I need, the website, that I could sell my stuff there and promote my stuff. And I still want to have use Amazon probably, because Amazon, you can use Amazon and then you can still have your own, but I think Amazon is just more people just trust that brand more. Just my opinion. But I do want to get the website done, and I got to get business cards done. So it's just like, it's a lot of stuff, man. It's just like, and sometimes it just gets overwhelming just thinking about all this stuff and then just trying to live your life. But I think when you have a goal, if you really have a goal, a plan, if you have something you really believe in strongly, you'll figure it out. You just have to, you just have to come up with a plan. Like, I can see myself 5 years from now, you know, doing more movies, maybe doing more animation, having a video game done. I would like to, excuse me, I would like to have my own office because my apartment is really small. I don't really have like a lot of space, and I'm decluttering right now. But having an office space, it really makes you more legit. I think it definitely makes you more legit. You're more official. So um, I think um, business partners would be good too. I mean, it's tricky to find people that really are willing to it's just really just people that you can work with, that really believe in what they believe in their dreams enough to go after it. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. It's already 8:27, so I gotta be out of here in about 15 minutes. That's the plan anyway. But I will come back with more videos. I don't know, maybe I'll do some reviews because I still want to go see Mission Impossible before they take it out of the theater. I noticed when I looked at the show times for the Grove, this movie used to be playing in the morning. Now it's just like the show times. It's like after a week, if the movie's not like a blockbuster, it just drops, and then the next thing you know, it's on home video. And man, I tell you, I remember it used to take about 6 months for movies to come on home video at least, but now it feels like after like 2 weeks. And there even a lot of movies, they even have like release at the same time that they're in the theater, which is crazy. But it's 8:20, 8:28 now, so I may come back and talk more about the stuff that's going on with Nintendo and the Xbox Ally X or whatever they're calling it, and I find out more. I would like to get one, but I think I have enough handhelds. I do want the Switch though because of Mario Kart. If I do get the Switch too, I will probably only have like a handful of games for it. I mean, honestly, my backlog is just crazy. It really is. I gotta finish some of these games. I think I'm pretty close to finishing Stellar Blade right now. I might be close to finishing it. But I've actually been finishing some games, so I'm making progress. But I don't want to just keep accumulating and just have my backlog just get to the point where it's just like impossible for me to finish games. I think it would be good to just maybe focus on specific games or maybe just exclusives, and then just play everything else, through Game Pass. But anyway, I gotta get out of here and try to wake up. I really need a cup of coffee.